Known for his filtered and unapologetic takes, this big shot of late-night political satire never backs down. Of course, we're talking about none other than Greg Gutfeld. As a media personality, much about him is already in the public eye. But today, the focus shifts to someone he rarely talks about, his wife, Elena Musa. She's been by his side long before fame came knocking, yet many are surprised when they learn more about her. Greg Gutfeld, host of Fox's late-night comedy talk show Gutfeld, and co-host of The Five, tends to dominate the spotlight. But behind the scenes, Elena Musa prefers a quieter presence. She studied fashion at the Parsons School of Design in New York, graduating in 2017, and has quietly built a solid reputation in the fashion world. Her work as a stylist has been featured in multiple magazines, and her Instagram showcases some of her finished pieces, including projects for L'Ciel, Venice Magazine, and Design Scene. In 2015, she even earned a nod as one of the best-dressed people at New York Fashion Week. Despite their contrasting careers, their paths crossed in the most unexpected place, Portugal. It was 2004, and Elena was working as a photo editor for Maxim Russia. Greg, then the editor-in-chief of Maxim UK, met her during a business trip. According to him, it was love at first sight. In an interview with Bill Maher, Gutfeld shared, "I met her and I go, oh, that's my wife. I just knew it." He spent 3 days trying to talk to her, and soon after, they began a relationship. Elena eventually moved to London to be with him, but after his stint at Maxim ended 2 years later, they relocated to New York City. It turned out to be a turning point for both their careers. After just 5 months of dating, Gutfeld proposed, and Elena said yes. They've kept much of their relationship out of the public eye. The New York Times reported that they tied the knot in a civil ceremony in 2004, but neither has shared many details since. Elena, in particular, values her privacy. A quick look at her Instagram shows how little she reveals about her personal life. There's just one photo of Gutfeld on her account. Greg, though also private, occasionally posts glimpses of their life together. After Gutfeld! Launched in 2021, he shared a candid photo of the two of them having lunch. Despite their low profile, Greg often praises his wife. In his 2008 memoir, Lessons from the Land of Pork Scratchings, a miserable Yank finds happiness in the UK, he fondly wrote about their early days in London. He recalled how Elena encouraged him to explore the city, saying, "Elena wants me to take the bus and see the city. Without her to egg me on, I'd choose instead to simply sit at home and watch Big Brother." He also added, "I should mention that things with Elena are good. After dating for 5 months, we got married. Elena Musa may not seek the spotlight, but it's clear she's played an important role in Gutfeld's journey, supporting him behind the scenes while quietly building a career of her own." For a long time, Greg Gutfeld and Elena Musa kept their little family, just the two of them. But in October 2022, they finally shared an update with the world: the arrival of a new family member, a French bulldog named Gus. They quickly embraced him as their baby, and Gus even made a few appearances on Gutfeld and The Five. Not long after Gus's TV debut, Gutfeld joked that he chose a French bulldog because the breed resembles him, or at least that's what his wife told him. She had sent him a photo of the dog, saying it looked just like her husband. Then, 3 years later, Gutfeld surprised fans with an even bigger announcement. He and Elena had welcomed a baby girl. The news came in December 2022 after viewers had begun to wonder about his extended absence from The Five. Gutfeld broke the silence on his own show, saying, "It is with great joy that my wife Elena and I have welcomed a baby girl into the world." He added that their daughter, Mira, was healthy and had a real set of lungs. He couldn't resist cracking a joke, claiming Mira inherited her mother's beautiful eyes and his rock-hard abs. The announcement came as a relief to viewers, putting an end to swirling speculation. The couple had chosen to keep the pregnancy entirely private, which wasn't surprising considering how discreet they've always been. Still, looking back, there were signs that Gutfeld was preparing for a growing family. Earlier that same year, in July, he purchased a luxurious new home in Manhattan's upscale Soho neighborhood. The property, reportedly costing $410.5 million, features 2,560 square feet of living space and includes a retail area on the ground floor. Built in 2009, the building had undergone major renovations, including an updated loft. Inside, there are 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a spacious terrace perfect for entertaining guests. Floor-to-ceiling windows fill the home with natural light and offer a stunning view of the city skyline. The custom cabinetry and thoughtful layout suggest that Gutfeld had his family's future in mind when he bought the place. Before that, the couple already owned a cozy lake house purchased in 2018, and they had also lived in a compact home nearby where they reportedly paid $24,000 in monthly rent. As for motherhood, Elena Musa seems to be embracing it fully. In July, she shared a few snapshots from a family vacation on Instagram, giving followers a rare glimpse into their life. One image showed baby Mira in a black and white striped onesie playing with 2 other kids. Another showed Musa enjoying a croissant, and several photos featured the kids playing, along with a scenic balcony view. The final picture in the series was a reflective shot of Musa herself, dressed in an oversized striped shirt and beige bikini bottoms. From that single photo, it's clear who really has the rock-hard abs in the relationship. And it's not Greg. Many assume the couple's low-key approach to their relationship stems from a desire for privacy. But others speculate there's another reason why they rarely post pictures of each other. One often overlooked detail is the significant age gap between them. Greg Gutfeld is 18 years older than Elena Musa. While the old saying goes that age is just a number, large age gaps still tend to raise eyebrows, and their relationship hasn't been immune to such judgment. Greg Gutfeld occasionally shares photos of his wife, but Elena Musa has only ever posted one picture of him, and that was back in 2016. In the image, he's wearing a quirky pink beanie, but even that can't hide the fact that he was already in his 50s at the time. The photo clearly highlights their age gap. Gutfeld is significantly older than Musa. Another moment that made the difference more apparent was when they attended Fox News contributor Rob O'Neill's wedding in August 2017, sitting side by side in a close-up photo. The contrast was striking. Musa looked vibrant and youthful with glowing skin and a bright smile, while Gutfeld, though sharp in appearance, showed signs of aging with his salt and pepper hair and visible wrinkles. Despite the obvious difference, their long-standing relationship speaks for itself. By that point, they'd been married for over 2 decades, proving that their bond goes beyond age. Their relationship appears solid, at least from what little the public sees. But recently, Gutfeld made a personal admission about something he struggles with as he's gotten older. After returning to Fox News from paternity leave, viewers noticed he was no longer sitting behind the desk, but rather in an armchair. During a segment on The Five that aired on December 10th, he delivered a monologue on fatherhood with his usual humor. He joked that the first diaper Musa had to change wasn't their daughter's, but his, when she first told him she was pregnant. He spoke candidly about becoming a first-time parent at 60, saying it's not easy but not earth-shattering either. What was challenging for him, he admitted, was unlearning selfishness, something that had benefited his career for years, but no longer worked in the context of parenting. For Gutfeld, becoming a father meant having to think beyond himself, a lesson many learn younger, but one he's finally facing now. Despite the late start, Gutfeld seems to be taking fatherhood in stride, and while people are generally forgiving of the learning curve that comes with being a parent, Gutfeld remains just as opinionated in other areas. Most recently, he made headlines again for his comments about young protesters. In a segment of The Five, he launched into a strange rant, claiming that being loyal to President Donald Trump had actually made him more attractive. Referencing the tongue-in-cheek concept of Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, he said that once he let go of it, he began to look better. "You can't be attractive when you have unattractive thoughts," he said. "The mind and the body, they kind of intertwine." He used this point to criticize young university protesters, blaming their supposed negative energy for their lack of physical appeal, and encouraged them to follow the example of those on the opposing side. This wasn't the first time he commented on the appearance of youth. Back in 2022, Gutfeld made a similar statement, claiming students were deliberately making themselves look worse, calling them miserable, unfit, and even rejects from the loony bin. The bizarre link between TDS and physical appearance seems to trace back to a claim made by journalist Brandy Cruz, who told President Trump she became more attractive after recovering from the so-called syndrome. She said that after suffering for 8 years, she felt happier, healthier, and more successful once she let it go. Trump immediately agreed, saying she did, in fact, look more attractive. As for Gutfeld, he's also been vocal about his admiration for Trump in general. In a recent panel discussion, he and his co-hosts reacted to a comment Trump made about religion, where the former president stated, "If a country doesn't have religion, doesn't have faith, doesn't have God, it's going to be very hard to be a good country." The panel agreed, viewing religion as a necessary foundation for morality and order. They also revisited Trump's ongoing feud with climate activist Greta Thunberg, particularly criticizing her recent failed PR attempt involving a sailing trip. Trump took another jab at her, labeling her a troublemaker with anger issues who needs professional help. This wasn't new. The 79-year-old former president has had a long-standing public clash with the now 22-year-old activist. While Gutfeld might be adjusting to the new demands of fatherhood in his 60s, he clearly hasn't lost his voice or his willingness to stir controversy. Whether it's commenting on protesters, praising Trump, or delivering brutal one-liners, he remains as sharp-tongued and unapologetic as ever. Greg Gutfeld agreed with the sentiment that religion is essential for a country's moral foundation, though he went a step further, suggesting that former President Trump was actually being too kind. Gutfeld then drew an offbeat comparison, likening climate activist Greta Thunberg to Crazy Joe Davola from Seinfeld, a character known for his erratic and aggressive behavior. Thunberg wasn't the only target of his latest tirades. College students, liberal activists, and even fellow entertainers have all found themselves in Gutfeld's crosshairs recently. A few weeks earlier, Gutfeld also took aim at Democrats and ABC's late-night host Jimmy Kimmel. Kimmel had come under fire after making a controversial comment following the death of conservative figure Charlie Kirk. The backlash was swift, and Kimmel was temporarily pulled off the air. While many celebrities and media figures showed support for Kimmel, Gutfeld made it clear he had no sympathy for his fellow talk show host, Dr. Drew Pinsky, a guest on Gutfeld's show, reacted positively to Kimmel's suspension. Despite knowing Kimmel for over 30 years, Pinsky criticized him for pushing only one narrative that, according to him, was far removed from reality. Gutfeld echoed this, claiming Kimmel had become so insulated in his own ideological bubble that he likely never anticipated any backlash. He also criticized Kimmel for explicitly stating that Kirk's shooter was aligned with MAGA, rather than implying it, saying that if Kimmel didn't publicly address what he said, his career could be over. Gutfeld didn't hold back, calling Kimmel the bad guy in the movie, and sarcastically adding that the shooter was more likely a fan of yours. Gutfeld's continuous stream of criticism hasn't gone unnoticed, and not just by his targets. California Governor Gavin Newsom recently issued a final warning to the Fox News host via social media. Newsom accused Gutfeld of spreading false information and being quick to anger. He also pointed out the reported decline in viewership for Gutfeld's late-night show and called on Fox to suspend him. If they didn't, Newsom threatened to escalate the issue by involving the Federal Communications Commission, FCC. This prompted a new round of public debate, centering on free speech and the limits of the First Amendment, especially in the context of satirical commentary on television. Greg Gutfeld remains one of the most polarizing figures in American media. His unfiltered takes and unapologetic approach to political satire have made him a staple of Fox News and a lightning rod for criticism. Whether it's calling out public figures, mocking protesters, or standing firm in his personal beliefs, Gutfeld shows no signs of backing down anytime soon.